colors. Hey, the James Webb photos are supposed to start coming out.
The what now?
Next week. The James Webb telescope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Hubble, but like on steroids. So, and scientists have been like, oh, we've seen these photos and they made us weepy and emotional. Like they're that good. I can't wait to see them. NASA, space. There we are, right there. There's Johnny. Where's Johnny? He just texted. He said, "Sorry, I'm coming." That's not good if you have to apologize.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look away. Just look away.
Where's... So now, not only is Murs missing, but Johnny's missing.
Well, he was in the Navy, so don't ask, don't tell, you know?
Oh boy.
Oh my.
I don't even know what that means.
Good. Good. It's best you don't know. There are some things man was never meant to temper with.
Whoa. That sounds profound.
Deep, man.
Josh Richards, the man of many voices, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no kidding.
The grandson of Richard Richards III Jr., of course. What's it like being his grandson?
Well, it's kind of like if you're at a family reunion and your crazy drunk uncle is a Tasmanian devil from Looney Tunes. It's like that. Where it's just, you just let him go, and you just try and hope there's not too much to clean up afterwards.
That's what she said? What was that?
Do you hear what I hear?
I heard something. Was that a Johnny Spaz? You're a little quiet, my friend.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, there he is. Whoa, Johnny!
He's speaking from the upside down.
Here?
Yeah, we can kind of hear. You're like speaking gibberish.
It's
been a long week.
Hello?
It has been a long week for Johnny Spaz.
Where's Murs?
Where is Murs? I saw him on Mars earlier.
Mars?
Murs on Mars.
Technical things, huh?
There he is, right there on that continent. He's in Africa. Yeah.
Africa.
Does he bless the rains?
Africa. It's a good song. Weezer did a good version of it.
There's a really good version of that by these guys, Melodica Bros.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're awesome.
You can turn up a little, Spaz.
How about right now?
Whoa.
Whoa, man.
Is that better or worse?
Better.
More gooder.
So
warmer.
good.
Keep cruising.
So good. Hey,
Peanut
Johnny
butter
Spaz.
and
We were just talking about the James Webb telescope pictures coming out this next week.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna like make Hubble look like a backyard telescope.
Oh, poor Hubble.
Hubble.
Hubble. I want to cuddle with Hubble.
Hubble bubble man.
Where's Murs? Oh man. Well, at least we got Johnny Spaz. I mean,
trade one for the other.
Oh, there he is, right there on the third arm. I got a Milky Way.
Do we need a congressional Ouija board to speak to him?
You know, it took me. You want to hear something spazzy? This whole time.
You know what I like?
This is Murs!
Whoa! Whoa! Coming
You want to
hot!
hear something spazzy?
Like the rocket!
Also, Spaz, your camera doesn't look like it's on, by the way.
Yeah.
Or it's just really dark.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to see his face anyhow.
Oh yeah, there you are. Okay, it's really dark.
Is this
At
way
least we
too
got
loud?
something.
Am I
you know?
loud? Am I coming in hot?
It's been.
Am I like a dumpster fire? Yeah, there we go. That's where I want to be. Lower right.
That's your speed.
As opposed to the upper wrong.
How's that? Is that better? Is that more gooder?
Okay.
Oh, do you mean better?
Mm-hmm.
All
No.
right,
I don't
I
understand
can
you,
still
kids.
see you. It would be so
Let's-
lovely if your nose wasn't there.
Good lord. All right, let's
Just-
start
just
the
like
show.
A blank no- oh,
Let's start the show, y'all. What do you say?
I might eat some hay by the bay.
Wow. All right.
Keep it down up there. What is the drink Americans been sipping on since 1776? Liberty! This is Sexy Jokes.
Hell, this is Johnny Spaz. Welcome to Sexy Dad Jokes. Hey, Benjamin, what do you call an eagle who gets a haircut from Edward Scissorhands?
Hey there, Johnny Spaz. What do you call an eagle who gets a haircut from Edward Scissors hands?
Oh, bald eagle?
Oh, Johnny Spaz, way to baldly go where no man's gone before. Say, why did the duck say the word bang?
I don't know why.
Because she was a firecracker.
Firecracker?
Fire what?
a fire quacker? What kind? Whatever. I don't even care. All right, you guys. Hey, where was the Declaration of Independence signed?
Philadelphia.
No, at the bottom.
Oh my goodness. Golly, that was quite the declarative joke.
Hey, Square 50s guy.
Say, what did the peas do when they got out of the pod?
Why?
What?
What?
They celebrated their independence.
Independence? Is that a dirty word? Oh, wow, Richard. That joke sure was ripe. Okay. Oh, together now. Welcome to Sexy Dad Jokes.
All right.
Maybe. I think we
Welcome
lost Ben.
back to another
Another.
Benjamin's
Another.
internet is not
y'all.
working.
If y'all knew what we've gone through to get this show to you today.
Oh my god.
Many Bothans died to get this podcast going.
Oh my god.
We had to do like 10 Kessel runs for this, y'all.
In less than 12 parsecs, which is a measurement of space, not time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we originally were supposed to record 4 hours ago. But due to
Unforeseen circumstances.
There was a Sith Lord involved.
It was a spaz.
There was a spaz lord involved.
His name was Lord Gates.
The
just be
spaz
real.
side of the force of the
Be real.
pathway.
What does other Jen have to say about this?
You create your reality.
Aha!
Well, I hate this reality right now.
I didn't even know that.
Well, let's see what else.
I didn't even know that.
You're a suck-it sandwich.
Oh yeah, she wrote this book called Badass, or You're a Badass, or something like that, and it was a really great book. And
Where are we going with this? What?
Okay, I'm just saying.
No.
Hi, everyone.
Hey! I'm Mers. Who are you?
Welcome back to another episode of Sexy Dad Jokes. As always, I'm Ben Jammin, along with Jonas Spaz,
Yeah.
Mike Mears,
Hey, what's up?
Josh Richards,
What's going on?
and the ever incomparable Square 50s guy, Richard Richards III Jr.
I don't know what you're all quacking, but you can't seem to get your ducks in order.
Oh,
This guy. Wow. You know what's... I always
Hughes
wondered...
family.
he had the biggest M80 ever.
The word incomparable is spelled exactly the same as incomparable.
Well, it depends on where you put the
Everable?
emphasis.
The emphasis?
I thought it said everable.
The
Whatever you
emphasis.
like. Incomparable.
Comparable.
How do you
Extra,
say it? Incomparable?
extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Why would we care? Like, I don't
The
understand.
more you know.
The more, yeah, we need a rainbow. Reading Rainbow.
What if
You
it's-
should look up Ludicrous Reading Rainbow. It's amazing.
I'm
By the
so
way,
stuck on
just saying.
extraordinary. If
Ludicrous
it's
Reading Rainbow.
extraordinary, it's like I don't. It's just. doesn't
It's
make sense.
extraordinary. It's beyond.
One eternity later.
Finally got to use it.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Love that song.
that's
Love that song. It always
That's the-
means I'm talking too much.
That's the alternate SDJ national anthem right there.
When we buy that
Yes.
oil, Derek.
Yes, we just had a holiday here. To
We did?
all our American listeners and viewers, happy Independence Day! Oh, wait,
For
here
your
we go.
Constitution.
No, that's not. That's the foghorn.
What was that?
That's the
that-
foghorn, not the air
that what-
horn.
That,
There we go.
there we
Kinda like a
go.
lady
There
hammer.
we go.
Like a lady tool. No, a different kind. That was way too strong.
Oh,
What?
No, we're good.
okay.
Put it on.
Let's take a moment of silence.
Nope.
Done. Okay, done.
We're
Okay.
done. Moving on.
Happy Independence Day. Yes, we just had 4th of July here in the good old US of A. And we thought it best here at STJ to discuss freedom. And even more so, how we as a society could be, limiting freedom. We always knew democracy's messy, and it's our job as men to open our eyes to where we might be collectively falling short, because that's what we do as men. And
Do we collectively fall short? Is that what? That's what we do
No.
as men. Fuck it.
no,
Blame us.
we reflect on ourselves. That's good. I mean, I guess,
No,
we
no.
kind of do, though.
You gotta keep that in there. Like,
Oh,
we
God.
collectively falling short. Wait a second.
You
I
sound
didn't
like-
agree to this. I did
You
not
sound
give
like
my
my
liberty.
ex-wife.
I sound like your ex-wife.
Whoopsie
She has a
daisy.
rather deep voice. That's fine. It's fair.
She has
I'm
deeper hair.
saying.
Do you got a deep voice there?
I got a deeper voice than most ex-wives
Nice
that I
little
know.
silver bell so I could ring for service.
Hey, nobody said I had to wear pants.
Nobody said.
I had to wear pants.
You're getting me on Twitter page.
You don't even have to say it. We got.
Are you proposing, Ben? Is that what's happening?
What are
Looks like Mars is a butterfly fly.
Why is he Why does it look like you're just Twitter pating there? Is that your Twitter pating mating call or something?
butterfly wing?
Twitter pated mating.
If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm on green screen and I'm
No,
pounding
cross
my
your-
green screen chest with
You gotta cross your
my
arms.
hands.
Cross
And
your
it looks
arms.
like I'm just like brushing my beard or something. I don't know.
Cross your arms so the right hand's on the other side, the left hand's on the right, and the other
Here.
side.
6 feet.
Never
6
done
feet.
that. Now it's a good time. I did it for the memes. Okay, I'm done.
Oh my God.
Let's go. Come on. What are we doing next?
We're all delirious.
For those who don't know, right now, this is recording. It's 9:15 p.m. for Ben Merz and I's time. It's past midnight for Spaz. So we're basically SDJ after dark at this point. So no holds barred at this point.
Yeah, we usually record at like 10 in the morning or go live at 10 in the morning, and this is not the right time for me. I mean, it's not a bad time. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah, me too.
We're a little loopy. We got the TJs, the
TJs,
I
the
have
Theodore
space.
Johnsons.
the Lockjaw. What the TJs? What
Oh, that's people.
I have the LJs.
TJ Maxx?
TJs is
Mervin's?
the tired jollies. That's what it is. That's not a thing.
Tired Jollies. I think that you are referencing a drug that I'm not familiar with, but I want you to share.
It's a strain of weed.
The TJs.
My favorite strain is banana hammock.
Your favorite strain is banana hammock.
Yeah, only because.
Yeah, 1 minute later. How long does it go? 15 years later? That's probably not the right song.
Oh my gosh, we are goofing off.
Oh, we're
here.
doing so good so far.
We're having fun.
We're having fun, and what better thing to talk about when you're having fun and in a great mood than abortion?
Right? I really.
That's one of the most fun. Those are the best conversations I've ever had in my life. Every single one of them.
I'm angry at politics because I didn't want to celebrate the 4th. It was the first year I didn't want to celebrate. It's my grandfather's birthday. He's passed, but
Like a
4th of
Yankee
July
Doodle
was always,
Dandy?
it was always a special day, like regardless of the holiday, but in addition to. And I just didn't feel like celebrating it. So I didn't do any fucking thing.
It's a complicated holiday,
And it's not because I don't love America.
right?
See, I think it's a simple holiday. I go out, I light off a whole bunch of gunpowder, fireworks stuff, and we eat some hamburgers and hot dogs.
That is what Merce does.
Well, in Florida, we have fireworks stores on like every corner. It's like it's like an annoying thing at this point.
All right.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying
not
it's
everywhere.
simple. Somebody said it's simple, and I'm like, fuck yeah, it's simple. It is so easy. 4th of July is simple.
Do the
It's not
butterfly
easy.
wings,
It's
Merce.
not easy. It takes a lot of effort, but
Do the
it
butterfly
is simple.
wings. Look, I got rainbows. Yeah, but you got to cross your arms so they look like the other side. Okay, sorry. The Mers fly. All right.
Looks like the Napoleon Dynamite thing where it's the it's the Merz.
Right.
Tina, eat your dinner, you fat roll.
Okay, let's go. Okay, where are we at, dude? What are we really going to talk about? Like,
All right. So
have
if
you
you've been scrolling the news, there's been some, controversial stuff being talked about surrounding a certain court, SCOTUS. And
really? We're there. It's gone from here and now there. It's gone across the screen. It's coming back down. It's coming back down. It's coming back down. It's coming back down.
SCOTUS.
Concerning SCOTUS.
concerning a certain court and people's
A
freedoms.
certain fucking court. All right. Forget it.
SCOTUS.
Censure me. I'm fine with it.
There we go. And people's freedoms of lots to discuss. And today, we're going to take on a serious topic, and we do this in coming from a place of good nature. But we, as good men, striving to be good men, gotta dive into some hard stuff.
That's what she said.
Bing bong.
Yeah,
just bring it up a level.
she
That's
did say that.
or down.
Oh boy.
All right, let's dive in.
Well, let's dive in.
Ding dong! Special Square 50s guy delivery.
What? Hey there, Square 50s guy. What's up?
Well, I couldn't help hearing you talk about your freedoms, and funny enough, I have a story to share about a recent venture I had that might mix well with your freedom fries.
Oh, really, Square 50s guy? Well, by all means, let's put some ketchup on that one.
Well, you see, this happened while I was admiring one of America's wonderful national monuments when suddenly I had a surprise visitor. The Grand Canyon. Truly one of the most beautiful places in America. So majestic and wonderful. It really makes you feel proud to be in the land of the free. Makes me wonder, though, what does it truly mean to be free?
There is more to that question than meets the eye.
Gadzooks! Who or what are you?
My name is Optimus Prime.
And just what are you, Mr. Optimus Prime?
I am an Autobot from the planet Cybertron. I've come to Earth to learn about humans and their way of life. And who might you be?
Well, my name is Richard Richards the Third Jr. And I gotta say, Mr. Autobat, that I'm not sure if I feel safe being around someone like you.
I assure you, I am not a threat or a menace to you or any human.
No menace, huh? Hard to believe that coming from a giant red robot, if you get my meaning.
I do not understand your meaning.
What do you run on, robot? Good old American oil or mean old commie vodka juice? Doesn't really matter. Say, why are you here anyway?
I heard you speak about freedom, and I wanted to know what you thought of such a concept.
Not sure if I should trust talking freedom around a giant red robot, but at least maybe you can learn some wisdom from the old Richster here. For me, freedom is being able to live by your own beliefs, live the life you want to live, and do whatever you want to do.
A noble definition, Richard. Now, let me ask you, what happens when your freedoms begin to impede on the freedoms of others?
What happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Those other people who have to abide by my freedoms, which are the manliest freedoms around, by the way, or they get kicked to the curb, and maybe pepper some extra knuckle sandwiches in for good measure.
That does not sound like the wisest of motives, Richard.
What are you talking about? It's the wisest of wise there is. If some doll was walking by in a dress, my freedom to whistle and give an admirable pat on the buns outplays her freedoms by a country mile.
Richard, the way of logic will lead you to your own demise. Forcing your will on others is the worst mistake to make.
How exactly do you mean?
There shouldn't be a competition of which freedom outranks or destroys the other. There needs to be a peaceful coexistence of everyone's freedoms. A fair share of life the way others wish to experience it. When you try to impose your own freedoms onto others, you desecrate their freedoms in the process. No one should have all their essential freedoms taken away For freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
So you mean if a little ankle biter has the freedom to walk on and off my lawn, I don't have the freedom to put in landmines to keep them off?
That mindset will lead you to despair. Instead, why not speak to these developmental humans and find a peaceful resolution for all, rather than for one? It is a long road to take on the journey of becoming a unified world. It is a never-ending fight for a more perfect union, but a fight we all must face together, armed with words as our weapons. And this fight we will continue to face together, till all are one.
Such spoken like a true leader there, Optimus. You ain't such a kick in the highball after all. I guess there really is no I in more than meets the eye, eh? Say, you know what? This conversation today really got me thinking. I think there needs to be a day of celebrating freedom, but the freedoms of every single man, woman, and spaz that has inside them. You inspired me today, Prime.
Glad to hear it, Richard. Now go, transform yourself, and roll out!
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, man.
Autobots, roll out.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard! Did you see that?
I did see that.
Optimus
happened.
Prime?
You gotta
How
switch the
does-
scene.
How does Richard, like... oh, yeah. How does Richard keep bumping into, like, these...
Really cool people.
Yeah, really...
He gets around, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
Fate.
really fair to say.
He's like... He works in a
Yeah, he probably
Disney.
works in a grocery store.
Disney park or something.
You
Where there's, like, Star
meet the
Chewbacca's
strangest people in Disney
Yeah.
in grocery stores.
Yeah, seriously.
Because I'm the type of guy that'll never settle down. I'm the wanderer. That's right.
Wanderer.
Wow.
It sounded like you said Rwanda or
That was in your
Rwanda.
head. Johnny Spaz has been
It's
with
in
us
Africa.
Oh my god. In Africa!
Rwanda is not in Africa. Rwanda is in Africa.
That's what I'm saying. Rwanda. So anyway.
Okay.
Oh
okay,
my
okay.
gosh.
You know, Richard really seemed, I don't know, transformed by that meeting. Can't wait to see what he comes up with.
Hopefully it's better than his homemade highball dispenser.
How'd that go?
You don't want to know.
Oh. Oy.
Megatron must be stopped.
Oh.
No matter the cost.
Oh.
Well, that's a
remember
trip
that.
down memory lane for you.
Well, there you go.
Whoa, wait. Josh, you watched the original Transformers, like the cartoon?
Yeah. Now, granted, not when it aired, but I found them on DVD at Costco one time, and yeah, so I know about the good stuff. I saw it all. I even
I
the
grew up on that.
yeah. That was
know,
the good
if I-
stuff.
You know, if I use my drill with my voice, it almost sounds like that sound effect.
No, that was way off.
Shall fall.
It was better in my head.
See, when I
That's
hear
what she
that,
Good shit.
oh,
Josh!
oh, dang, I gotta do a sound effect for that. Wow, you got one in there.
You got one in there. You got one in there.
in there.
Oh, we should count when there's dad joke burns, like we did at
When there's
the
the-
Groundhog's Day live
Oh,
stream we
yeah.
did.
Oh, God.
We told
Oh.
like 1,000 dad jokes. Was that
1,000
what it was?
It was
Yeah,
1,000 dad
1,000
jokes.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
And like at every 100, we did a try not to laugh challenge. Anyone who laughed, they had to do like 10 or 20 push-ups or crunches or whatever.
I
There
did
was
so many
always,
push-ups.
yeah, if you laughed or if you repeated a joke, that was pretty good actually. I had a lot of fun with that.
That was a fun one. Yeah.
Josh, did you watch the Transformers the movie?
Yeah, I
Shia
mean, I've
LaBeouf?
seen. I saw the live action ones.
I mean,
yes,
the
but
cartoon back in the day.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, as I said before, I got the movie, the original movie, on DVD with some of the episodes of the original cartoon series. So I saw all that with the new toys and the.
Well, did you like it? Did you
No, I
like the
liked
new
it.
toys?
I didn't. Well, I never had the new toys. I didn't like the fact that in order to get these new toys promoted, they had to kill off all the old toys.
So is
to
that
promote it.
why Transformers was a thing?
Yeah.
Was just to sell toys?
Yes.
Don't tell me that. I believed in Optimus
Man,
Prime. I
I
believed
fell
in
for
him.
that
Believed
game
in him.
hard.
Believed in him.
Damn it!
Well, so the plan in the movie was to kill off all the original characters so that kids would then have to go out and buy new toys of the new characters.
Yeah.
So they killed off Optimus Prime, and everyone got like straight traumatized. It was traumatizing for me. I remember
it?
that.
I wasn't necessarily traumatized. I was very angry.
Oh,
Angry.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
not traumatized. I was like, what? No, you can't. That's not how this works.
it's a stage
Yeah.
of grief.
Mm-hmm.
Denial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
still in denial.
all these kids got all traumatized by it, so they're like, "Oh crap, we gotta like retcon this and bring them back to life."
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So wait, so we had somebody of a higher authority make a stupid decision, and the people responded negatively, and now they're going to try and potentially try and
To reverse
change
that
their
decision.
minds on it. So it sounds a little bit familiar, don't it?
Machiavellian.
Not
Machiavellian.
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 Everable.
Machiavellian.
Everable macadamian. Yep.
Malkovich.
Well, you know, it's capitalism at its finest, right?
Yes, great.
We're gonna
conversation.
kill off an entire generation of your beloved characters to make you buy more toys.
So you can buy more. Yeah.
What do you mean we? So your kids can buy more.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna endear them to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, anyways, so today, well, let's do this. Okay, now. Anyway,
I love it. Where did that come from? You had that planned. I don't even know why you did it, but it was amazing.
it's like a transition stinger, right?
It was. You're like, oh wait, we got to do this.
Go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's perfect.
And go.
Yes, go.
Okay. Anyways, so let me transform this conversation. So today,
It's not
It's
fair
a
that he gets all the
segue,
sound effects.
Not the thing you ride, the way that you get into the next conversation. Go on.
I only have one sound effect at my disposal.
oh no,
Oh. Yep. Yep. There it comes. Yep. Yep.
Anyways, so today we're talking about freedom.
Freedom! You can take it, you'll never take our freedom!
So,
Oh dear.
I
It's a
feel like I
fire.
should tell. I feel like I should tell a joke.
You've been.
We've had the scene switch. The swing
Pretty sure.
switch happens.
The swing
and then
switched.
The swing goes.
What's the
The
best?
Swedish.
The Swedish chef. Merge
Why would you merge find?
Oh, he says Mers. Burn him in dear stone boom but in dirt. Then them bing on this thing on.
This has essentially become our reel for after hours. We're just going to play this on our bloopers nonstop. with a few of those transitions.
That'll lead to nowhere. All those transitions are like lemmings just going right towards the cliff.
Hey, as long as
Little did anyone know, this is the season finale, the series finale of SDJ. Before you know it.
Oh boy.
Well,
as long as we're free to make that choice to go towards the cliff, I'm fine with it.
yeah.
Oh, Merce, I'm really glad you brought up freedom.
Me too, because freedom can be a complex thing, really, or a complex thing, whatever way we're saying it now.
All
Like
right.
extraordinary.
It's extraordinary. Okay.
Okay. And look,
There is-
Really,
look,
really,
look,
really.
look.
I do want to
Josh
talk about.
wanted us to like
I gotta
keep
say
it
something.
on schedule today.
We're on schedule, dude. When are we not on schedule?
We're
I
on
have a dumpster.
schedule to the pits of Tartarus is where we're at right now.
Johnny, you have something to say.
Yeah. Well, I forgot. I think I know it. Oh yeah. I just want to say that any joke can be funny with the right delivery.
That's
Except abortion jokes because there is no delivery.
okay. Now you had to get that one out there.
Wow.
And that's fair. But instead,
Wow.
I really appreciate your freedom of speech to say such a thing. But I significantly want to have a discussion about freedom and how complex it is.
Yes,
And I'm
Merce.
not joking
Let's
this
do
time.
it.
So freedom. Listen. Listen.
Freedom.
Oh, look. Freedom. Be a complex thing. What happens when freedoms collide? My name is Barack, and I'm here to say,
What happens when freedoms collide? What happens when freedoms
I'm
collide,
gonna
man?
rock the mic
No, you're not rocking
in the
me.
most audacious of ways.
Way to not have any sensual planning of this episode.
I
No, we
like
did
this.
not.
I feel very sensual right
Sensual.
now. I feel very, very sensual.
Raise your
Essential.
hands in the air
Okay, both of them?
and wave them like you just don't care.
Spaz is falling
Like I
asleep
don't
on
care.
the wheel.
Like I don't care. Like I don't care. Like I don't care. But I do. Look, we are avoiding the topic.
right.
So what happens then?
Come back here and tell Aaron that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our
Oh!
I love that.
So what happens then, Ben, when freedoms collide?
Wish it was Scottish.
All right, so let's be straight here now. I just want to say this up front. I'm like actually not joking. We're going to talk about some controversial stuff here today.
True.
But in our everable quest to be better men, we can't shy away from that, from having those challenging discussions. So, with that in mind, we want to make sure that everyone here knows we want this to be a safe space where opinions are not disrespected, right? Anyone can have an opinion, and we respect each other, and then we offer other viewpoints, and that's how you do it. You don't have to become enemies if you disagree on something. It's okay to think different things and talk about it. That's how it works. So, with all that in mind, it's a safe space. All opinions are welcome as long as we all strive for inclusion and acceptance of everyone else. So, let's dive in. Josh.
Yep. So now we got all the excess silliness, God willing, out of our
system.
We wanted to have a discussion today about a few things. We wanted to, of course, talk about that elephant in the room that happened with what were they called, Ben?
Scrotus.
Mm-hmm. A while back.
Scrotus?
Everable Scrotus. I spoke too soon.
Clip that.
But
Here, I'll put it on mute. We're so done, dude. We can't even get into it. can't even get into it. It's such a silly thing.
Face. All right. So we wanted to talk about what really happened with the obvious decision with SCOTUS is that, moreover, the main summary was that freedoms had been damaged. They've been tarnished in a way by a decision. And that decision was based on the fact that these individuals of power had the freedom to make a dynamic change in society that's now caused harm to the freedoms of millions of people. And we on the show wanted to talk about not just this event itself and how we as men can learn from this very bad mistake that happened in the seats of power, but moreover, how we can come together as a group and reach out to not just women and sympathize with them, but to reach out to men to help them understand why this event is so significant to us. Because really, in the end, what happened, as mentioned before, freedoms were damaged, freedoms were tarnished. And I believe there was a line that was said on this show a while ago where, and pardon the phrasing, but your freedom to swing your arms ends when your arm reaches the tip of my nose. Something along those lines. And that's kind of what happened here, where the freedoms of just making these bombastic decisions. Sounds like a fire alarm went off. But
It's a dumpster fire.
it is a dumpster fire.
Smoke
But
alarm, finally.
yeah. But so in the end, toasty. We also saw that, there's been times of where people had the freedom to do other things that in the end caused more damage than good. So freedoms of, say, just buying a lot of guns and using them wrongly. Freedoms of disowning family based on a stupid point of view, or not just a stupid point of view, but of a difference of opinion. LGBTQ,
That's tragic.
different religions, different political systems, or different political beliefs. I'm sure even at somewhere deep in the deep south, there was a family breakup because someone was Team Edward and someone else was Team Jacob. I'm sure that happened somewhere. But really, again, we wanted to talk about, where does the freedom stop, and where do we need to have as men the ideas and the concepts of knowing when to hit the brakes on our freedoms, more or less. And there's a lot of other stuff that we can talk about as well, about not just the events that have happened in the past, where are we now, 2-3 weeks into this decision, but also about Independence Day and the Day of Freedoms, right, Ben?
Yeah, I think the timing is really interesting. And in the history of the country, SCOTUS has actually more gives rights, not takes rights away.
Yeah.
And we saw it with marriage equality, with desegregation. But here is an example of them actually taking away a right. And the timing with Independence Day, I think, is really interesting. I mean, for me, Independence Day already is a complicated holiday. We want to celebrate all that is good about this country. Like, yes, we were born into this land of the free, home of the brave, and in many ways, like the promise of America, I would say, is a beautiful, wonderful thing. We believe in democracy. We believe in power to the people. This is like a fundamental value as a country. But here we are in 2022, and we've seen just democracy under severe attack. That breaks my heart as an American. Now, there are other parts of the holiday that are complicated, right? My dad went to Vietnam, just like Merz's dad, went to Vietnam to fight in a war that we didn't really understand, like, why we were fighting, but they risked their lives. And here in Seattle, We used to have the Blue Angels come through around this time, and
Did they not come through?
no, I mean not that I
No, we haven't
normally
had
you can hear
Seafair.
them.
We haven't had Seafair yet.
Oh yeah. So that's a little
right,
later.
yeah.
Yeah,
But-
it'll be this year because we don't have the restrictions now.
Later
Well,
this
so
month,
with the Blue Angels, they're flying around, and on one hand, that can seem awe-inspiring to see that like display of power and the maneuvers and the amazing like aeronomics and aeronomic display. On the other hand, there are immigrants and refugees who live here and are terrified at the sound of these booming airplanes because they actually have lived through bombings where when they hear those sounds, it means take cover and hope you survive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's complicated, right? And it's possible for both the awe-inspiring and the terrorizing parts of that to coexist. I mean, it's life. But I'm saying, like, we got to be mindful, we got to be aware, and we got to be tolerant of those who, hey, they have a hard time with it. So,
Well, I guess
it's complicated.
It is It is very complicated. I guess I would say, one, we don't have a democracy so much as we have a republic, which is important to remember that we don't vote on who voted. Who voted on Roe v. Wade? Did you vote on Roe v. Wade? Any of us? I didn't. So if you guys got to vote on Roe v. Wade, awesome. But we don't have a democracy where we vote on those laws.
3 million more people voted for Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump.
But what I am saying, though, is this. Well, yeah, that's why we don't have a democracy, a straight democracy, right? Like, we don't vote on some of these laws. So we have a republic, which is representative. Maybe a representative democracy, but my point is, we're not voting on these laws. We're voting on the people that then determine who is going to be voting on these laws. So we're like third removed, second removed. How far are we from that process?
Well, that is in contrast to other systems of government, like autocratic kingdoms and whatnot.
I ain't saying nothing about being a monarchy or anything. I love what we have. I'm just saying we don't have a democracy. Not like a democracy where I voted on that law because I didn't. I voted on the people who put the people there to vote on that law. But I did not personally vote on that law. The other thing is, so what freedom got taken away? Because that seems to be pretty consistent to me. Like, what freedom got taken away by the Supreme Court with this ruling? And I mean that in like, tell me like I'm 5. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Well, I mean, and do bear in mind, I haven't done all the research in the world on this. I'm simply a very distant observer at best. But from what I can understand, the freedoms that were in, let's be also technical, mostly taken away because it's still not fully eliminated from the entire country, but it's the availability for women to have access to abortion methods. That's what I understand. And now it's been taken away. When before it was protected under the Roe versus Wade. That's my understanding, of course, but I can be completely wrong.
So it's no longer federally protected, is my understanding of what happened.
Yeah.
So what happened is, and I'm explaining it like I'm 5.
States get the rules now. The states can make their own rules.
Okay, so the states get to make the rules. Have any states done that yet?
Yes, with trigger laws.
They're what?
They have trigger laws. Or
so as soon as the Supreme Court says this is no longer federally protected, it immediately takes effect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are things that I need to understand.
That's my understanding.
Does that make sense to y'all? Like, I want to understand what you're talking about. Like, okay, so now all of a sudden, what has been taken away is the ability to have a clinic, I assume, or be a traveling, like go to somebody's house and do this?
If you receive or administer an abortion, you can be charged with murder in some instances.
Okay.
You can, there's a lot of prison sentences of like ridiculous things that are.
So there's a mandated fine, a mandated charge, a mandated prison
It
sentence.
depends
or
on the
jail.
state, but that was the
Yeah.
point.
It depends on the state, but those are all options that we could have.
Well, it could
And
be
that
any-
happened.
the state
That
could
happened.
say- the state could literally write a law that says abortion is punishable by death, and in that state, it would be.
Well, no, probably not. Probably,
I'm just
probably
saying,
not
like,
that far. Probably,
I'm not
probably
saying-
would.
I'm not suggesting they're going to.
That would be against the Fourth or Fifth Amendment at that point. I think.
No, I'm just
Oh,
saying,
pocket
like,
constitution in the house.
I'm
they
just
could
saying.
do whatever they want in terms of the punishment, as long as it's in
No.
accordance with whatever.
Well, can't they legislate
state-
anything they want to be?
It has to be
capital
constitutional, which is the Fourth and the Fifth, right?
Well,
Like you
I'm
can't have
talking
cruel
more
and
in-
unusual punishment and all that kind of stuff.
Because
right?
everybody that sees this, like these people are begging for suppression and oppression.
I mean,
It's
there
like,
are some legislatures that are considering like bringing laws that would, make it akin to murder.
Okay, but we've got these quote unquote trigger laws, right? This is what I'm trying to understand. And I think this is an important point to make, or at least a point that is beyond what I understand of it. So I'm looking to you, my colleagues, my friends, to help me understand. There is a trigger law that then all of a sudden makes it mandatory jail time or mandatory fine or mandatory. Well, they're not killing people over this yet, right?
whatever the fuck they want to do, honestly.
But they can't. So we can't go that far. We can't go that exaggerated.
They have capital punishment in lots of these states. Why couldn't they execute someone for murder?
But that hasn't happened.
Well,
Yeah, we're not there yet, but yeah,
Okay.
in theory they could.
That's,
Okay.
that's like the.
Let's not give them any ideas.
That's
Just saying. Like there is capital punishment for
Have you
murder.
listened to the other side? I sit
Well,
and listen to this.
What
What
I don't sit and
happens-
listen to nothing. Obviously,
happens-
I have no idea about
Like,
trigger
so
laws.
the
I don't mean that.
the clinics have to shut down in these states, and then
So-
folks need
okay,
to
so
either
let me-
go into
let me-
the underground.
Let me stop you there
and
and ask
do
you
a bunch
this:
of risky procedures, or they got to go to another state.
the freedom that's been taken away is to run a business in your state or run a clinic in your state that does
Well,
abortions.
I don't know if that's
Is that what has been taken away?
more like this. I understand you own a car dealership, but we outlawed all non-electric vehicles, and you don't sell electric vehicles. So
I understand
Right.
you're
Your
I understand you're a doctor, an
Oh.
OBGYN, but this part of what you used to do, you can't do anymore.
well, I mean, if you do it, you're going to go to jail.
Okay, great. So now it has been made illegal. That's been taken away to offer those services, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay. Which to me just sounds like interstate commerce clause immediately, but I'm not that smart.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, like that would be
If
the
you can offer
countersuit?
if you can offer a service in one state, but you cannot offer it in another state, then I believe that begins to. But I don't really know.
Well, it's like gun laws are different in different states, and that was one of the.
Pocket constitution over here.
Well, I'm
I don't know. This is just what I'm saying. Like you said
gotta
some
know the
things.
law where
You
you're
said
at.
there was a freedom
Find a
taken
lawyer.
away.
One
Wait,
of the
you
kids
said there was a
called-
freedom taken away, and I was like, what freedom got taken away?
Well, it depends on, but that's the kind of
The freedom to offer the service.
that's what
so-
the SCOTUS.
Well, you're
was-
saying that violates the interstate commerce law.
It sounds like it, but I didn't think about it. Like all of a sudden, I was just like, wait a second.
Well, Joe
if-
Biden signed executive
If you can
order.
offer one service in this state, but you can't offer that service in this state, then it's interstate commerce. It has nothing to do with.
Let's take it to
I read the
Roberts and see how his
executive
court does on that.
Well, that was all I'm saying is like they founded it on the fair across the state line stuff. The 13th, 14th, 15th is what this was based on, which I'm pretty sure Ruth Bader again. She said,
RBG.
yeah, she said it was kind of a weak decision, kind of.
Roy G. Biv.
And to me, I go, well, yeah, that is kind of weak, but not entirely because you can't base it on gender. However, what's funny
What are you
about
getting
gender.
at, Murs? What are you getting
I don't
at? What are you trying to tell me?
It just seems
Are you
like if,
trying to
if
say that are you making an argument for the opposition?
I think he's starting to put together his case. Yeah.
if you can come to Washington State where it's legal from Texas and you have to fly across state lines to do that, which interferes with normal commerce, is my understanding of how all this crazy stuff works. Like, you can't have a garden. It used to be, and I believe still is, illegal to have a garden at your house because it interferes with commerce of produce.
Oh, you better call CNN or something.
Anyway, go. I don't care. What are we talking about? I just was saying, like, what freedom got taken away? The freedom to go somewhere? People can still go across state lines and go somewhere. But then that interferes with a different kind of freedom,
Right,
as opposed to the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments, which came after the Civil War, which are kind of weird because they make us commodities.
Okay. Murs, this is you right here.
I am. All right.
I didn't have that sound effect on here.
Fuck out of here. Get out of here.
I'm
For
looking
mature audiences only.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I found it. Wait a second, Murs.
What?
Get on your phone.
Get on my phone?
Get on your
Dude, we are like doing
live.
this. We're not.
Well, we're not live.
We're not live.
We're going to cut this out.
We're not going to
No,
edit.
we're not. We're not going to edit it. Nothing.
I'm on my phone. What are you sending me? I'm done. Let's move on. What the hell were we talking about?
All right,
we need
all
to
right.
have more sympathy about women that can't
gotta-
that have
I
to
gotta
get on an
see it, though.
airplane, which is bullshit.
I got to
So-
see it. What did he send?
I don't got nothing. Oh, finally.
Executive
Reddit.
order from the
It's
White
a
House.
link to his
okay.
own.
The Biden executive order was weak. I
No.
just say that. It was weak.
Oh, I don't
He
know what
said,
that
oh,
is.
we should consider this. Oh, we should consider that.
Yeah, we should
Take some
consider-
action, dude. You
I don't know what that is. Well-
Freaking McConnell would be like
Democrats
got to
get a
right
spine.
now.
Bottom line here.
Democrats
you
got to get a
tell their-
spine.
The Democrats need to grow some fucking balls or radio, whatever the fuck is tougher. And they need
Whatever is tougher? You ever been kicked in the balls? They ain't tough for shit.
I
For
know,
nothing.
dude.
They're not tough at all. They hurt.
Extraordinary.
Square
All right,
50's guy
well,
is
there's-
out of hand.
There's something. There's something I want to. I got something to say.
How could you be extra
I
mundane?
got something to say. Metallica.
I got something
killed
to
you.
say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, there's one thing I wanted to bring up, especially for this show, because we are striving to be better, the best men we can be. Part of that means we need to
Arguing.
we need to like we need to see things from a non-man's perspective.
Right.
When we have tunnel vision on just our perspective and we already have all this privilege and inherent power, that's what patriarchy is. That's what like
All right. Give me
that's
those.
what it is.
Give me those glasses. Where are they? The rose-colored ones, or whatever the fuck I'm supposed to put on right now.
Ooh, match
So-
your beard.
We need I think it's vital that we understand why women are so devastated
Some
by
women.
this ruling.
I'm devastated.
There are lots of women who are celebrating it. So that's a
Throw out
tough
50
one.
Years of precedent. Like, forget whatever case it is. Like,
I had to be there for my partner, the mother of my little girl, my little 3-year-old Glow, in tears, like sobbing, because how does she tell our little girl that she has fewer rights than she had? That's what really got to her. This is happening. People are feeling this. And we need to understand why. That's all I'm trying to say. Understand why. We can have a debate about when an embryo or a fetus becomes a person, but let's set that aside for this moment and just understand, not even agree with, just understand why a woman would be in tears over this ruling. Now, I mentioned a court usually adds rights, not takes them away.
Yes.
But the reason that I believe this is so visceral to so many women in America is that we're basically putting 100% of the childbearing responsibility onto a woman, giving them now no recourse if they don't want to carry a pregnancy to term. So one night with someone can leave a woman with a lifelong responsibility, whether they want that or not. The father, on the other hand, may or may not take responsibility. He has the right to choose. Did you hear that? He has the right to choose.
To choose what?
To choose whether or not to take responsibility for this child.
That's not how child care or how. Nope. That's not how custody works, and not how child support works. Nope. But continue.
I think he's talking about something else.
Yeah, that's not like a system that is so perfect. Like, there are a lot of guys who just like not doing it.
Not doing what?
Not showing up.
Okay.
When I had Gloria, the nurses brought me a document that I had to sign. Now, I didn't have to sign it. Like claiming paternity. I didn't have to sign it. I had that choice. Now, for a woman getting pregnant, it's more than signing a document. It is a profound thing to be pregnant. And so that is a privilege that we bear. And I'm sorry if, guys, you don't want to hear it, but it is the truth. It is a privilege that we have. In some states, if a man were to force himself onto a woman, she would be required by law to have that baby.
Yeah, it's already happening in Ohio. They forced a 10-year-old. They were trying to force a 10-year-old to bring a pregnancy to term.
So here's what I propose. Okay, so let's take abortion off the table. Let's even stop offering contraceptive support for women. Fine. So that means all men who knock up a woman are required by law to take full responsibility for that baby. By law. And that would mean a paternity test by force, if necessary. Now that sounds invasive, but it is no worse than what's happening to women right now. Would men in this country be willing to give up their privilege of choice, their right to choose, to not take responsibility for a pregnancy in exchange for eliminating abortion rights? If that was the conversation, I think the debate would be entirely different. This comes down to a woman's right to decide if she wants to have a baby or not. That's what makes this a women's rights issue. That's me trying to understand this from their perspective.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, and this is a category that applies to me personally, so I'll say it. If I had gotten someone pregnant and whether I wanted to have the baby or not, I wouldn't get an abortion. It's just not who I am. Wouldn't do it. But I would never, ever, like, force someone else to make my decision. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But that's my take. If we're going to remove abortion rights and the right for a woman to decide if she's going to carry this to term, then a man should give up rights as well. That's the point I'm making. Like, let's talk about what those laws would look like. You know, that's not even what the debate is. So that it's like, that's why women are feeling the weight of misogyny on their shoulders as part of what's happening now, because the one recourse they had to have power in this decision is now gone, depending on what state you live in. And men still enjoy the privilege to step out.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like the SCOTUS just forced women to have potentially, depending on their state, or in a lot of states, to bring any pregnancy to term, regardless if you're 10 years old or you have an ectopic pregnancy or something along the lines of that. It's not bad enough for that. The man can just pay child support at the least and opt to not ever have to take responsibility. Like your life wouldn't change one bit other than losing a little bit of money.
And a lot of guys don't even pay.
And they don't have to, and it could take years. I dated someone whose father.
I've never missed a child support payment.
18 years they didn't pay child support. You're only supposed to force or legally, I think, up until 18.
I think there's a lot of different ways to look at that situation.
Well, I mean, everybody can have their opinion, but at the end of the day, you can't make laws to force people to do things that have something to do with their bodily autonomy. But when it comes to when people would bring up these things of like vaccines, well, that's a different. When you live in a community, they take safety rules, and the most people say, well, this is what you do, and that's the consensus, and you can disagree with that. But that's not the same thing as forcing someone to have a baby. It's not the same thing. Getting a needle and a shot for something that's meant to help you, depending on however you want to view that, is not the same as forcing you to bring a human into this world under some of the most reprehensible and disgusting and unspeakable circumstances like incest and rape of children.
Well, let's look at what we've talked about. We've talked about a lot of things here. And what do a lot of these things have in common? We've talked a lot of technicalities, a lot of legalities of things, but the bottom line is that we've been discussing is that someone's freedoms have now been tarnished. Now, some celebrate the decision that was made, that free decision that was made. They celebrate it. Some do not. And what we, not just on the show, but as people, as, for lack of for anything else, a species need to understand that everybody is going to have a different point of view on this. Everyone's going to have a different opinion on this. What needs to happen is that we need to have just a polite conversation about what we're all feeling and try and find that common ground to see, well, where do we go wrong? And with this country, as we've found out, there's a lot of rules and regulations that kind of coincide and counter each other and are not the most well detailed. We have the freedoms to make changes for the benefit of not either for ourselves or for everyone.
Yep.
Right? All four of us here have a different perspective, a different free opinion of various things, of abortions, of childcare, of guns, of religion, of political things, of fucking, sports teams. But what we need to understand is that everyone else has that same kind of freedom. And we need to respect that and understand that when we try to input, as Richard pointed out, where he wanted the freedom to put landmines in his yard to put away kids, there's a consequence.
If I want to put landmines in my yard for those ankle biters, I should be allowed to.
Right. But what happened? He talked to, of all people, a robot to understand that may have not been the best decision. Exactly. Testify to that. That's what we try and do on the show, is we try to discuss and learn what really is the best course of action. Oh, I have somebody who, this is just a hypothetical. I had somebody who voted for a different president. My nephew, my son, my daughter, my wife, they voted for a different president. So I have the freedom to now just shun them from the family. Well, did you really think that through? Yeah, I have the freedom to suddenly make abortions legal. Did you really make it legal? Did you really think that through? There needs to be more conversation about actions that we can take as people, because we may think, and we love to cheer freedom, as the Scotsman played by an angry white man American was. We love to share that. Huh?
He's Australian.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mel Gibson? Yeah,
Is he?
99.99999%.
He's got an accent.
Australian.
He does. When he talks,
Not a Scottish accent.
Like Mad Max.
Josh got fooled by the actor.
Well, hey, the more you know. Look
The
at that.
more you know.
But everybody's got their. We have this day where we celebrate freedoms, right? But the problem is that as we just had this year and last year, we had a day that celebrated the freedom of the country. We had another day celebrating the freedom of slaves, right? And how long did that take to actually take effect, right? The bottom line is that when it comes to the conversation, the topic of freedoms, it is such a touchy subject. And we at Sexy Dad Jokes love our touchy subjects. We love to touch them to death.
Well,
You like
that's
touchy.
mostly,
I want a touchy.
yeah, that's mostly Johnny.
Yeah, Ben, if you have the melon app powers to do so, slap that jersey right upside the back of the head. But as people, not just men, but people, we need to understand, as we've said before, where do our freedoms stop before they damage someone else's freedoms? What can we learn from there? We talked about it a lot in the show in a lot of different ways, about political views, about doing violence, be it for sports entertainment's sake or in reality's sake, because you had the freedom to buy a gun. There needs to be more conversation. There needs to be more understanding of various viewpoints. As Phil Collins' lyric says, we need to see both sides of the story. And that's where we can begin to, what's the name of this country?
The United States.
Exactly. How do we get united? By understanding that we have different points of view and we can coexist that way. Who here has watched Schoolhouse Rock when they were kids? Lovely Lady Liberty had her book of recipes, and the one she loved was the Great American Melting Pot. Not the melting pot of one freedom, but of all freedoms that can coexist. We can get there. We just have to work on it. And it's going to take a long fucking time based on what we've seen this country do, but we can get there. We just got to think about it.
We need more Fraggle Rock.
Down in Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock.
So, I will say, we talked a lot about freedoms today. And, of course, we just had the 4th of July, America's birthday. And it got me thinking. I don't know if this pocket constitution has been burning a hole in my pants or what, but I actually have something personal that has been stirring in my head, well, in my pants for a while. I mean, I'd just like to share it.
Wow. Murs, once again, you've caught me off guard. You've shown a depth to your conscience that I've never seen before. You've reached new levels of maturity right before my very eyes. And I don't know how you do it. And you do it day in and day out.
Do it.
Constant.
This is the 5th time we've recorded this, by the way. No cuts.
What?
Carry on, my wayward son.
Anyways, so, but Murs,
yeah,
once again, you have astonished me and humbled me. So please tell us what is on your mind.
Okay. So, what rock band has 4 members who never sing and just stand around?
He got us again. What, Murs?
Mount Rushmore.
Wah, wah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dang it, Mers. A wascally wabbit strikes again. Well, I wonder if Square 50's guy ever got around to working on that new Freedom Day of his.
I sure did, Benny, my boy. After
Hey!
long hours of thinking and smoking my smooth, mild Chesterfield cigarettes, I think I created the perfect freedom holiday. A holiday where all freedoms are celebrated in unity, all thanks to one handsome genius. The holiday is called Richard Pendant's Day.
Richard Pendant's Day? Come on. Oh, Richard, that sounds great, but doesn't that mean the milkman gets a day off?
Oh boy.
Oh, that's a good question.
Anyways,
the building before I can answer that question.
yeah, is it a federal holiday?
Or is it a, I don't know.
I don't
Is it a
know.
Richardable holiday?
Or it's one of those social media holidays?
Or is it an everable holiday?
Everable holiday.
Everable holiday.
Ah, it's the most everable day.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, final words, fellas.
What do you call a cow that had an abortion? Decaffeinated.
Ooh, that's a stinger.
That'll hurt.
Oh, and butt cheeks.
If you could kick the person in the pants responsible for most of your trouble, you wouldn't sit for a month. And that's Teddy Roosevelt.
He's my hero.
I like Teddy Roosevelt a lot.
He's like top 3 male role models in my life.
Well, he was in your life, eh? Like you used to go over.
I'm old.
Knee.
All right, I'm older than Square 50's guy.
You're that old. In fact, you were frozen too, weren't you?
I'm in that statue.
He's a Dr.
It's like fucking Han Solo and shit, man.
Hey, I shot first, okay?
Oh, Han shot first. Don't even start with me.
Bond. Oh, goodness.
Wow.
All
Got
right.
anything?
Are we done?
I regret nothing. Actually, I do.
Fair enough. All right, that'll do it for us. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Thanks for listening to episode 18 of Sexy Dad Jokes. Please like and subscribe and visit sexydadjokes.com to get some merch. Celebrity characters posted in the show are not affiliated with Sexy Dad Jokes. Materials used in this episode for criticism, comment, and support and teaching scholarship and your research. Until next time.
Oh, you're still frozen. Love it.
He's frozen.
Love it.
like
He's
that.
done. He cut out a long time ago.
There he is.
Oh, God.
Ben's jamming.
All right. I'm going to go get all jammed up. You guys do whatever you want. Do we need to do like a debrief? Fuck no.
We
This
gotta
is Sexy
yeah.
Dad Jokes. We don't debrief.
Nope.
We don't pre-brief. We don't debrief. Half of us ain't wearing briefs. Fuck this shit.
If someone says debrief you in the military.
Are you still recording? You are still recording this. I love it when you do that. It's fucked. It's fucked. Because right now I'm done.